guys, welcome back to Blog Fix Friday. This week I thought I would share with you some tips on how to look like a pro blogger when you're a newbie. There are so many bloggers out there and there's nothing at all wrong with being a newbie, but sometimes you want to project the image that you've been going a little bit longer. It can help you get more brand work as well. It can help people pay attention to you a little bit more if you act in a certain way and have certain characteristics about your blog. So I think that we all learn and we all go through this very steep learning curve, and these are just some things that you can do to make your learning curve a little bit less steep and to get to the point that people think, oh, she's been around a while, her blog's nice, you know, she knows what she's doing, and that can just get you a little bit more further along the line a little bit quicker. So I think the first thing to do would be to write a review of something you actually own. So a top tip is if you can't get much brand work or you've not had any interest yet, just review something that you like in your house, because then you can show people what you can do with that review. You can show people that you can take nice images, that you can like promote a product, that you'll critically analyze a product, and I think that's really important to be able to do. And it's also something interesting for your readers to read, and people search for a review, so you might get more traffic that way too. I think also you could write a sponsored post. So you could write a sponsored post about a brand that isn't sponsored. So it might seem a bit crazy, but you could write, if you really like a brand, or there's something that you really like, or you can write about that brand. There's nothing to stop you writing about that. And you wouldn't put in a follow link, but you could easily write a really nice post about something. So whether it would be any brand, whether it would be a clothes shop that you love, or any post that could be potentially sponsored, or even an app that your kids use or something. It doesn't have to be necessarily totally review. It can just be something that a brand that you know about. You could write a sponsored post about Sainsbury's if you wanted to. It doesn't really matter, but something that you like, that's somewhere that you go a lot and something that you use, and write a sponsored post about it. It's not sponsored, but that brand might then sit up and take notice. Other brands might, and it also gets you into the groove of writing those sort of posts. I think take really good profile shots. So have pictures that you can use for your profile pictures, but also around your blog. You should have a file somewhere on your computer with pictures of you that you can put into certain posts and put into your blog. Really, really important to do that, I think, because quite a lot of people have pictures of them and their dog or their kid, and you don't look like a professional or a full-time blogger if you've got pictures like that on your blog. They can be on your blog, but not as the main pictures. People want to see you're the one that's talking to them, and that's what they want to see. So give them nice pictures. You can do it. I've got so many pictures that people think are good pictures, but they're just selfies, but they're just in good light, and they're we just made the best of what we've got in terms of the light. So that would be a thing. To have a really well designed site, to have a clean, crisp site that can have personality in it, but that's not really cluttered, that has clear navigation that people can find their way through. That's what, when the Google bots go into your site to look round, they want to be able to have that flow through. So know that what you're trying to project to people, and make sure they can find that information. Definitely to have your face on your sidebar as well, if you've got a sidebar. If not, in your About Me page. So many people click into the About Me page, your face isn't on it. So that's the most important thing I would say on your About Me page, unless you're an anonymous blogger. To add a favicon, so F-A-V-I-C-O-N. So when you get a theme for your blog, it's got normally the theme favicon at the top, and that is just the Twitter is the little bird, and the thing that when you've got all your tabs open, the little image that depicts the website that you're on. But you can change that in your theme, and you can make one letter of your logo smaller, or a piece of your logo, something that will be depicting your brand. Change it so it's not the favicon of the theme that you're using for your blog. And it will be a setting really easy to set up. It's tiny, so you need to make sure you've got something that will shrink down enough and still look clear. But when you go to your computer, look at your tabs and see what the other brands are, and Facebook is just the F, isn't it? And I'm trying to remember them all now. Link to other posts within your post, so you know, show people that they can navigate around your blog. So if you mention something that's important, link back to that. For SEO purposes, you should link back the full title that you've given the other post if you've SEO'd that full title in the other post. So not just read my post here. If it's really personal and you've not SEO'd it, that's okay, but really it should be read my post, how to get loads more Twitter followers, or whatever it is, the whole thing that's the link. Shorten your URL. So it's something that quite a lot of people don't do, and sometimes I fall foul of it, is that the URL will pick up the whole title, where actually your URL, it's too big, no one can sort of remember that. And although you shorten it on loads of loads of social media, etc., it's better if you just use your keywords or the ones that make sense in the URL. So you can just take out the bits underneath in the WordPress. There's a little bit to edit URL, and you can just make it shorter. Make sure that you don't have uncategorized as the category, so because that'll show up in the URL as well. So that's another thing. I would also say to have an email newsletter. That's really important to grow your blog and to be able to have a way of communicating with your followers that you actually control and that you actually own. You don't own your social media followers. That could all change tomorrow if Twitter closed down, but you do own your email list. So that's so important, even if you're not going to sell products. I think to have the pages that you would expect to have on a blog. So to go to like a good website that you trust, a good blog, and see what pages they have at the top. Yes, yours might be different because it might be a different topic, but have they got a work with me page? Do you want to work with brands? If you have, then have a work with me page, or at least a drop down on the contact me page. So have the pages that people expect to see, because they're the pages that work, because they're the pages that people want to go to find that information. So it's really important to not just have a sparse menu bar or all of the things that you do. Think about how you can arrange that so you have the right number of pages at the top, so it's clear. To have a disclaimer on your blog, so to have that, you know, you work with brands and you do this and that and the other, but have it clearly written out on your blog. To use really, really great images. So you can use stock images if you have to, but make sure they're not the stock images that everyone else uses. So try and find websites that offer free stock images, or buy your own stock images, because actually it's an investment into your blog. It's still tax deductible as well. Post regularly. So even if it's twice a week or whatever, keep to a schedule and make sure that you are posting. It's really important. EastEnders doesn't just come up at whenever it wants in the week, does it? It has a set sort of time and a set schedule, and people get comfortable and get used to that. And that's what you should have as your blog, even if it's just once a week. And really, really importantly, build your email list. So it goes back to sort of having one in the first place, but really build that and really nurture those people that are on your list, because as I said, social media followings can all change, and you can lose followings overnight, or the algorithm can change, and your list is the way to communicate with people that have really chosen to follow you because they've given you their email. So really important. So they're the tips I would say would get you from looking like a newbie, which is nothing wrong with, but getting to look a little bit more professional and moving your blog up a level. This has been Blog Fix Friday. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it the thumbs up, and subscribe would be lovely. And if you've got any tips on looking a bit more professional and a bit more in control of your blogging, then some of the times as a newbie you feel, because I know when I hadn't got a clue when I first started, so if you've got any tips, put them in the comments. It would be lovely to hear them as well and add to the conversation down there. And I'll see you soon. Bye.